Welcome back, Woodward Sports. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazaway. Lions off today. They'll get back to practice tomorrow. Dan Campbell spoke to the media yesterday. Had some really interesting things that he put forward. I want to play this one soundbite for you guys, and it's in relation to the energy that the fans give him. How the fans feel like this is their team. They believe this is their team. Dan Campbell is inviting everybody to believe that this is their team. Here's what he had to say.
The energy that it presents and these fans feeling like, that's what you want, man. You want the fans to feel like, man, they're riding the wave with us, and we're on the high side right now. And man, they are all in and they're a part of it. And I mean, I get texts all the time from friends, family, and they refer to things, man, our receivers did a hell of a job today. It's our. And I feel like that's where our fans are. This is ours, and our guys are doing this, and our guys are, and that's what it's about. That's what it's about.
I thought that was awesome. Say it's our team. Yes, it's your team. We, talking about, wide receivers, he's getting text messages. Yeah, our wide receivers are really playing great. Yes, it is our team. Yes, you are a part of the team. And so many times we have seen athletes, coaches try to be like, no, you guys aren't on the team. We're the ones doing that out there. And so for a coach to say, no, man, embrace this. We are all one. It just leads you to believe that culture, man. And I told you, Dan Campbell and everybody that's involved in Allen Park changing culture inside Allen Park, but I said it last week, they changed the culture outside of Allen Park almost as important, pretty darn cool.
Yeah, amazing stuff. When a coach, especially a coach as a former player, especially when a coach is a former player of the team that he now is the head coach of, but when you get the players to lean into that idea as well, it just makes the community, it just becomes a community.
Yeah.
It becomes a community as the Lions, as the fans and everybody. It's our team. When you lose, you now feel even more, like I'm about to start improper English, you feel worse when you lose, when you're connected to the city. Look at last night, Bryce Harper after the game. Look at how he's leaned into the Philadelphia Phillies. Like, you believe he was born in Philadelphia. They embrace him. They love him. He loves that city as well. And they're having success. I think you see the same thing with Dan Campbell. And the Lions, they love this city, whether it's CJ GJ, whether it's Tracy Walker, whether it's Amon-Ra St. Brown, whose bowling event that I was at last week in the city. These guys have really leaned into the fan, and they appreciate the fandom. They appreciate it because they understand that the Lions fans have been waiting a very long time for this moment.
You hit it on the head with Bryce Harper. And we played a sound from you last week on him almost in tears of how much he loves the city of Philadelphia. He loves the fans. Guess what? They give it right back to you. You make them feel great. They make you feel great. And it's not us against them anymore. It's not, we don't have a player on our team that will bitch about the fans like other teams will. In other words, when fans are on a player, hey, you're ruining my fantasy team. Hey, you're doing this, you're doing that. There's none of that here, man. We just are so hungry to be a real team. Listen, man, the Super Bowl has been going on since 1967. The Lions have had one chance to get there, one NFC championship game in 91, and they met the Redskins, and they met their match. That's it. One time. I'm telling you, man, when you're talking to Cincinnati fans and Carolina fans and fans like that, and you bitch about how we feel, how we're the most overlooked team in the NFL. No one knows the Detroit Lions. And they're like, oh, no one knows us, the Bengals. No, you guys have been to 3 Super Bowls. We haven't been to a Super Bowl. We have not been there. The only original NFL team that has not been to a Super Bowl, the Cleveland Browns, have been reinvented. So for us to have this kind of year and to have this kind of feeling and for the fans to travel like they do, they're going to be, it's dark in Baltimore because they got that dark black and purple.
Yeah.
But you're going to see some blue in Baltimore. I guarantee you.
And Cleveland always felt like it was Cleveland. It was like Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland has great fans. Don't get me wrong.
They do.
But it was always like the Cleveland fans were one thing and the players were another thing. Like, especially when we weren't winning, which was ever. Like, it was there. When we have a good game, oh, they love us. When we have a bad game, they don't. When I was in New York, it just seemed like a different thing. Like the fan base with the players, man, and with the fan base. Like, to this day, when I go back to New York Jets events, like, I still love the fans, love taking pictures, love sitting there and talking to them. How's your kid? What's going on? What's new with you? Like, because I felt a part of that community. And so when I was on the football field, I gave it right back. If I'm not getting a ball, like a pass, I don't need it. I go knock somebody's head off. Like, what do you need me to do in this play? It's reverse. Cool. I'll be that. Like, that's the type of energy you have when the fan. I'm getting choked up talking about it. That energy is real.
Man, as you texted me about this yesterday, and it just goes to show you how obsessed we are with sports and with our teams, and even when they're not our teams. Day baseball going on yesterday. The Rangers and the Astros are going. Maz texts me, I love day baseball. I wish I was a kid again. Yeah. You know, I mean, you got so giddy that there was day baseball. Could you imagine if your team was playing in the playoffs? Long kind of way to get to. We love these teams. Yeah. We love these cities. We love that jersey. My love for the Lions has lasted longer than any one of those players has probably been alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so for those players and that coach to give me just a little bit back and say, you know what? We love you guys too. We want you to be a part of this. We want you to be on the ride. That means everything, because you know there's cities out there and there's players, and we've had them here in Detroit, that'll say, oh, where were you guys when we were losing? And they try to throw it in your face. Oh, you guys hop on the bandwagon now when we're winning, but where were you? There's always that one guy that kind of says that stuff.
I have no idea.
There's none of that with this team. And it just makes you love them even more.
And there's none of that with this team, because Dan Campbell wouldn't go for that SHIT. Not at all. He understands the fan base has a large part of what the team does on the field. As a coach, as a player, he gets it.
Guess what, man? When draft day comes around now, and those college kids are going to be picked, Braylon's going to unfortunately have to go to the Browns. But guess what? Every time the Lions were on the clock, there'd probably a pit in someone's stomach. Please, don't take me. Don't take me. I thought when they had the draft in Vegas that whoever we picked that year, I forgot who it was going to jump in the Bellagio fountain. But now, you want to get picked by this team. Not only are they playing great, and you have a great coaching staff and a great GM that's running around, the stadium, high-fiving the fans. You're going to get a new look next year. You're going to get a new uniform. I don't know what they're going to do with the logo. I hope they kind of keep it. But you're going to get all new looks, and you're going to have the draft coming up in April. Detroit is the NFL. It's ground zero, man. It's coming. We can win the Super Bowl this year. We can win the Super Bowl.
Say it with your chest.
Can I just make 2 points based on what you said? One, I have the idea of all ideas now. Do you know how they have former players announce their draft picks?
Yep.
I think when the Jets come to the podium in Detroit, there is no better guy than this guy announcing the draft pick. Even though he wasn't picked by the Jets, we have got to figure out how Braylon Edwards can announce the New York Jets draft pick on the stage in Detroit.
Looks, you gotta get it on
Absolutely.
TV.
So that's one. I just want to put that out into the atmosphere now.
Appreciate that. Energy
put
is
that
real.
out in the atmosphere. Number 2.
Okay.
Uniform guy here. I've always been uniform guy.
You are.
I no longer want new uniforms. I don't.
You don't associate them with losing anymore.
I don't. The reason why I wanted new uniforms this whole time is because you look at that Lion logo and it symbolizes losing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't symbolize losing anymore. And I would like the Lions to get to a Super Bowl with that uniform. I want that team wearing those jerseys and that helmet in the Super Bowl. And it might not happen this year. It might happen, but it may not happen this year. But I am confident it will happen within the next couple of years, whether it's this year, next year, or the year after that.
I love our Lion. I always loved them.
And I am now hoping they don't change their their uniforms.
Just go more silver, like the old days.
Right.
A little more silver.
When you know, you know. And Ryan, you say it may not be this year. It's going to be in a couple years. It definitely is. Like when you know, when you see something forming, you know. I always talk about the Legion of Boom. I was in that locker room. Even though I wasn't there, I'm like, this team, like this is something here. They're going to do something. They did. San Francisco 49ers, I'm on the team in 2011. I was like, there's no way this defense be that good and not get rewarded at some point. And then they go to the Super Bowl in 2013 and they lose, but they win. When you see it formulating, like trust your eyes. I'm trusting what I see. I see the makings of something that could be special.